Yo, back with another budget batch for you guys. I got some powerful cards that are under $5 now. What are we feeling? We feeling the blue? We feeling the blue? You feeling the blue vibe? I went back to the red vibes. First we got Drum Bellower from Neon Dynasty Commander for $2.87. 2 and a white for a 2/1 flying. Untap all creatures you control during each other player's untap step. So it's like a mini Seedborn for white for 2 less mana with flying. It seems very useful, especially in the color that's like very creature oriented like white. This seems awesome. Sakashima the Imposter is next. You can actually pull one of her from Mystery Boosters for $3.10. 2 and 2 blue for a 3/1. As Sakashima the Imposter comes into play, you may choose a creature in play. She becomes a copy of it, except her name is Sakashima the Imposter, and you can pay 2 and 2 blue to return her back to your hand. So it's just a clone that gets around the legend rule that can reset itself for $3. That's really strong, especially if you want 2 of your commander, which it never really seems like too bad of a thing. Congression at Dawn's one of my old school favorite cards. It's sitting at $3.98 from OG Ravnica, the set that I started playing in. 2 and 2 green and a white for an instant. Search your library for up to 3 creature cards, reveal them, and put them on the top of your library in any order. Instant speed, tutor for 3 creatures. Your next 3 draws are pretty much what you need as long as your creatures have utility on them. One of my favorite cards. Definitely need to pick some of these up. Multani Yavamaya's Avatar is sitting at $1.63. It's 4 and 2 green for a 0/0. That's power and toughness is each equal to the number of lands in your graveyard and you control, so that's going to be huge. Reach, trample, pay 1 and a green, return 2 lands you control to their owner's hands, return Multani from your graveyard to your hand. So Multani will come back, has great recursion for itself. It has reach, trample. It's going to be a huge beater. And again, if they have a way to get rid of it, they're probably going to need to exile it. Prime Speaker Vanifar is sweet. She's $2.01, and she's like a little birthing pod on a creature. 2 blue and a green for a 2/4. You can tap her, sacrifice another creature, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's mana cost, and then put it right into the battlefield. You can only activate this as a sorcery, but still, it's like a little mini birthing pod. Get you upgrade to your creatures. If your creatures have death triggers or ETB triggers, they work great with her. She seems like an extremely fun commander to build. Ozolith the Shattered Spire is sitting at $4.58 from March of the Machines promo. It's 1 and a green for a legendary artifact. If 1 or more 1/1 counters will be put on an artifact or creature you control, put that many +1/+1/+1 counters on it. You just get 1 additional counter. It's worded really weird. I don't like the +1/+1/+1 counter. That is super weird to read. If you're in the deck, you probably already know about this card, but just letting you know it's under $5. So if you want to pick one of these up, if you've been considering a +1/+1 counter deck, this might be the card that'll make you pull the trigger. Lord Xander is actually $1.44, weirdly enough, from Streets of Capenna. 4, a blue, a black, and a red for a legendary creature, vampire, noble, demon. I don't know why I read all that. When Lord Xander the Collector enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half their hand rounded down. When he attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded down. When he dies, target opponent sacrifices half their non-land permanents rounded down. This card was, people were like, ban it, when it first got spoiled. Nowhere near ban-worthy. Played with it multiple times. Kinda meh. Super awesome reanimator target. Kinda fun commander to build. My whole thing, though, is the reanimator. Like, he is such a powerful thing to just reanimate out of your graveyard, sack, reanimate, swing, sack. He fits the cycle of reanimation so perfectly. Another old school classic, we got Wild Pear for $1.80. I have no idea. I had no idea this dropped this low from back in the day. 4 and 2 green for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, you may search your library for a card with the same total power and toughness and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. They just have to have the same added power and toughness, and then you get to cheat the other thing into play as long as it matches. So in the right deck, if you're in green and you're considering putting this in your deck, if you're like, that seems kind of cool, lay out your decks that you're considering running it in and match up all your stuff that has the same added up power and toughness. And if you have like kits of like 2 creatures for like each CMC, Wild Pear goes crazy in your deck. Every creature you play just gets a free partner with it. Okay, this one's actually really exciting. We got Mystic Remora, which I had no clue how to reprint in Dominaria Remastered. Don't ask me how I didn't know that. $4 you can get one of these for now. 1 blue for an enchantment. Cumulative upkeep 1. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you draw a card unless they pay 4. It's like a Rhystic Study for 2 less mana. You'll have to sack it at one point with the cumulative upkeep, but in Commander, it's a multiplayer format. You're probably going to draw 3 cards for 1 blue off this a lot of the time. Very, very good card. Under $5. Pick these up now. Put them in your decks. Super good card. Okay, and the last one's a little bit of a cheat, I'm not gonna lie. But I always feel like one of these goes on these videos because I don't feel right not putting it on here. Doom Whisperer is sitting at $5.33, so I'm sure that on any kind of like card website where you buy your stuff, you can find one of these for under $5. 3 and 2 black for a 6/6 flying trample. Pay 2 life, surveil 2. It gets a, let me just make sure that's what it does, because it's insane. As many times as you want to pay 2 life, you can surveil 2. So in a graveyard deck, this will swarm your graveyard full of shit. I really wish this would have gotten a reprint in the Commander Masters. If you guys want to comment any cards down below that have like significantly dropped in price lately, that have just kind of gone under the radar, that always helps me out a ton. Much love, guys. The support's been crazy. We got big stuff coming for the channel, so just hang in there with me. I really appreciate all the patience that you guys have been showing, because like timing restrictions and stuff like that and deadlines have been really stressing me out. So the fact that you guys have been so understanding and patient about some of that stuff is awesome. So appreciate that. Much love, guys, and go play some Magic.